Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America.
Administrator, please call the roll.
Trustee Henry, here. Trustee Coffee, here. Note the absence of trustee Evans and trustee Lopez with notice. Mayor Williams.
Here.
Note the president himself as well as the other fine gentlemen with us. And lady.
Thank you. Before we start, it's tradition that announce that it's Police Week. National Police Week is from May 14th to May 20th this year. From the beginning of this nation, law enforcement officers have played an important role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms which are guaranteed by the Constitution and protecting the lives and property of our citizens. Through constant application of new procedures and techniques, such officers are becoming more efficient in their enforcement of our laws. It is important that our people know and understand the problems, duties, and responsibilities of the police departments and the necessity of cooperating with them in maintaining law and order. It is fitting and proper that we express our gratitude for the dedicated service and courageous deeds of law enforcement officers and for the contributions they have made to the security and well-being of our people. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. Established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962, National Police Week pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others. National Police Week is a combined effort of many organizations dedicated to honoring America's law enforcement community. The memorial service began in 1982 as a gathering in Senate Park of approximately 120 survivors and supporters of law enforcement. Decades later, the event, more commonly known as National Police Week, has grown to a series of events which attracts thousands of survivors and law enforcement officers to our nation's capital each year. The trustees, administrator, and I invite the people of Elmsford to absorb Peace Officers Memorial Day and Police Week in this year and each succeeding year, and join with us in remembering law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to the village of Elmsford, and in so doing have established for themselves an enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. We ask that you pause for a moment of silence for Elmsford Police Officer George Olson, that lost his life in a motorcycle accident while on duty on October 18, 1929, and for all police officers that have died in the line of duty. Thank you. And the hat on the chair and the glove is a symbol or memorial for the officers that lost their lives. To recognize National Police Week 2023 and to honor the service and sacrifice of those law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our democracy. Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Village of Elmsford Police Department. Whereas since the first recorded death in 1786, more than 23,785 law enforcement officers in the United States made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty, including one member of the Elmsford Police Department. Whereas the names of the dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial, Washington, D.C. Whereas 556 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, representing 224 line of duty deaths of 2022, 332 from years prior. Whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 35th Candlelight Vigil on the evening of May 13, 2023. Whereas the Candlelight Vigil was part of the National Police Week, which will be observed this year from May 14th to May 20th. Whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers and their families, the U.S. flag should be flown at that staff. Therefore, I, Robert Williams, Mayor of the Village of Elmsford, proclaim that the Village of Elmsford will observe May 14th to May 20th, 2023 as National Police Week in Elmsford, publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and communities around the nation. Commissioner? You. Service. Gonna make those shorter. First item on the agenda for the planning application, consider resolution of 24 Winthrop Avenue over basement renovation. Roll call.
Trustee Henry. Aye. Trustee Coffee. Aye. Mayor White.
Aye. Any objection or want the New York to set the review application again? Thank you. Consideration of resolutions for 49 East Main Street Solar, 18 Cavita Solar, 18 South Hillside Solar, and 34 North Perkins Solar. Roll call.
Trustee Henry. Aye. Trustee Coffee. Aye. Mayor White.
Aye. Consideration of resolution approving the 2023 agreement between the Village of Elmsford and the tenant agreement for fire protection services by the Village of Elmsford to the West End Fire Protection District and authorize the mayor to execute on behalf of the village. Roll call.
Trustee Henry. Aye. Trustee Coffee. Aye. Mayor White.
Aye. Consideration of resolution approving the 2023 agreement between the Village of Elmsford and tenant agreement for fire protection services by the Village of Elmsford to the North Elmsford Fire Protection Protection Districts and authorize the mayor to execute on behalf of the village.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Henry. Aye. Trustee Coffee. Aye. Mayor White.
Aye. Consideration of resolution to renew the general insurance with Titan Insurance. Village Insurance.
No,
Sorry,
5 should be the EMS resolution.
yes, that's why I said sorry, you had told me. Consideration of resolution for the Village of Elmsford EMS department.
I looked that one up. I didn't saw that one.
I didn't even say it.
Oh, that was, I didn't want to use a certain word, so I used the thesaurus, and I went, oh, I like that word.
I can't even say thesaurus, and you want me to say that word? Thanks, guy. Do you want to make 60 insurance or 7?
6 would be insurance, 7 would be the local
Yeah.
law enforcement.
Consider resolution of renewing the general insurance with Titan Insurance. Roll call.
Trustee Henry. Aye. Trustee Coffee. Aye. Mayor Williams.
Aye. 7 is consider resolution to set a public hearing on June 5th. For local law for the moratorium on storage sales. Roll call.
Trustee Henry. Aye. Trustee Coffee. Aye. Mayor Williams.
Aye, that's all I got you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, committee reports. Trustee Henry, welcome home.
Thanks, Mayor. It's good to be home. I'd like to start off by thanking Chief Signor and the fire department for always doing a great job. The month of April, they responded to 62 fire calls. I'd like to thank EMS Coordinator Diaz and Village EMS for that agency always doing a great job. The month of April, they responded to 52 EMS runs for a total of 114 emergency calls in the month of April. That's quite a number. Mr. Mills, Coordinator Diaz, and myself took part in a conference call on Friday from a county hired EMS consulting agency doing a survey on EMS services in the county. And we supplied them with all the information they requested from our agency, and the interviewer was pretty impressed with the way we conduct our business here. Apparently other agencies haven't been as cooperative with us. And finally, I'd like to, on a happy note, I'd like to congratulate Coordinator Diaz. The Westchester Regional EMS Council has awarded him the EMS Leadership Award of 2022 to be presented on May 23rd at SUNY Purchase.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Coffey.
I'd like to thank Tony on behalf of and one who's picking up the slack after Terry leaving. And he's just overwhelmed with you. And this is going to need to continue our search to find him assistance. And that's all I have to building department. And as far as the library, I have to no fire, I think so, but I think they didn't really start up. some will go to programs, so I should be getting lots of stuff too.
Good, thanks, sir. Let me thank Commissioner Foster and the Police Department for doing a great job as always. I was on a Zoom call hosted by New York City Mayor Adams, along with mayors and supervisors around the state. He spoke about the people coming to New York seeking asylum and what the city is doing. County executive, mayors, and supervisors, administrators, and managers questioned him on what their plan is. As of Friday, in New York City, there were 61,000 migrant asylum worker people that had come to New York City. Today, it's up to 66,000. They're getting 4,000 or 5,000 a day coming in. So just from the conference call today, there are 30,000 of them still in shelters. The other 30,000 have left shelters and got out to other people's houses or other places. There are shelters or hotels, and the others are fending for themselves, getting jobs and family and friends. The next day, the very next day, right after that, the administrator and I were on a Zoom call with Governor Hochul and the county executives, mayors, supervisors from around the state, and the governor's staff basically explained what they're doing, which is exactly the same as what we heard from Mayor Adams. They're being bussed into New York City, and New York City has run out of room. So they're actually, as you see watching the news, that they're moving up north into other counties to relieve some of the space in New York. If you're watching the news, that they're opening up some hotels and stuff in New York City to put them there and try and keep as many as they can in there, but the city is bursting at the seams, so they're spreading them all over the state. So the defensive driving course is back. Instead of an all-day Saturday one, the person asked if they can do 2 evenings because some people couldn't sit all day Saturday or they couldn't make it on Saturday. So it's on the 18th and the 19th from 6 to 9. It's a senior center both days. You have to attend both days. It's just 2 half days evenings instead of the 1 full day on Saturday. Lightbridge Academy is having a summer camp for those children that are in daycare. If anybody wants to go, they call it Journeys Summer Camp. It's a perfect summer camp for people that are in daycare and don't go to school summer camps and places like that. They usually typically have the day camp a lot younger kids that would be able to go to our day camp anyway. So it's nice that they're offering that. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation is having a public hearing in person on June 13th at 2 o'clock at the DEC office on Long Island, and June 15th virtual. Robert Williams, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, notify each chief executive of the municipality corporation public hearings and water quality standards. They want to protect the primary contact recreation best use class SA and SB waters, maintain water quality suitable for primary contact recreation class SC waters, protect the secondary contact recreation best use in class 1 waters. So Tony's gonna have to translate that for us later, what all that means, but they're having 2 public hearings on the water. So if anybody wants to go, I'll give you the information. You can go in person or do it virtual. The food pantries went well in April. The other one scheduled for May are the community food pantry in Mount Carmel is Saturday, May 20th at 10 o'clock. Up to Rectory, Mount Carmel. Echoes Africa Initiative Food Pantry is Saturday, May 27th at 12:30 p.m. at the Luca Park. We moved it from the senior center because they have the gazebo at the Luca Park and they're able to do it rain or shine without having to cancel. That's working out really well. The public schools food pantry is on Wednesday, May 31st at 3:30 p.m. at the grade school. And there'll only be one more for the school year in June. The sawmill cleanup was a success. We got a lot of garbage and stuff like that, and a lot of people attended. It was actually full. They had as enough people as they could to sign up. Brian and I met with a potential candidate for a new sweeping company. Took him around the village. We showed him what he's supposed to be doing and showed him what the sweeper wasn't doing because the sweeper was at that day, and we actually saw what he wasn't doing. The price was actually cheaper than this guy, but he's going to get back to us all detailed. Thank you, Tony. Had to blow up a map for us and we had to color code it so we can show the guy what to do. And we'll get back to you as soon as we hear back from the sweeper. The seniors program is grown exponentially. We have over 100 seniors signed up. It's really nice to keep getting out. Yoga and Zumba classes are growing. Every class, line dancing is being offered later this month. Since last report, the seniors had a scammers presentation from Detective Corrales. They had a trip to the casino World Resorts in the Catskills. They had a wonderful time. They paid $30 for the bus, which paid for the entire bus. They got back $25 in gamble money, got $15 in food vouchers. Plus the trip was 40 minutes closer than the other ones, and nobody else offered givebacks. The bus was sold out. We had a waiting list, which we haven't had in many, many years. Had a waiting list to go on the trip, so that was excellent. That the seniors are very excited. They can't wait to go again. Fire Chief Dave Signor did a fire safety presentation, followed up with the Red Cross for bringing them. Chief, you did an excellent job. The seniors had a lot of questions. They interacted with you, and we had a good day. So thank you for that. Just like our EMS coordinator did last with my prior month. They had a presentation from Julia Wright Rogers on downsizing and organizing. We absolutely enjoyed the discussion. Had many questions about it. And she did a great job. And it's funny how everybody has that drawer full of stuff and has, you know, the closet full of that and the box here and stuff like that. And so she did a really good job. So the seniors really engaged into that too. Which is perfect because usually the seniors are moving out of big houses and what do you do with all this stuff? So she kind of give you tips on what to do now to prepare for that. So she's coming back in June to do a tech talk, and they can't wait to do that, including myself. As we did, we submitted in next year's budget, but in this year we had planned there's going to be a few big luncheons every year for them. And on a couple of major holidays, it'll be a couple smaller luncheons and et cetera. So we had the Mother's Day luncheon. We had 63 people attend and 67 had signed up, which was fantastic. It was a very nice day. Small decorative wallets and some small pretty plants were given to the ladies that were donated by somebody in the village, and they just absolutely loved their gifts. We all worked very, very hard and wanted to prepare for that because we wanted to make it very nice for the moms. Diana was shopping over the weekend. We found it much cheaper to get the food and cook it compared to catering it. It was phenomenal. She was cooking the ham at 11 o'clock the night before, preparing other dishes. Sandy was on the phone reminding the seniors that signed up to attend, making name tags. The day before we set up the senior center, got things ready. Once again, Dad was in the kitchen putting together the chocolate covered strawberries, preparing other dishes, and Sandy was filling the water pitchers, the orange juices, decorating and setting the tables. The morning of the event, Dad was heating up the quiche and making waffles, preparing the food for a beautiful presentation. Sandy was putting last minute touches on things, and of course, Scott and I were running around crazy, doing last minute touches, and we were there, doing everything. It was just an absolutely perfect day. On Friday, one of the adult sons of some or the senior citizens called to say his mother got home and called him and told him what a great time she had. She said she was in tears and saying to him, I have something to look forward now. I have something to look forward now, and I have something to live for. And I can attest to that as the chief, right? And Nelson have been there and seen the seniors on how they're enjoying the program now and having just a wonderful time getting out. They actually say that they have something to live for now. So it's really nice. And another one had come in Village Hall and said that his mother calls him every Sunday. Says, okay, you have to pick me up on Tuesday, you have to pick me up on Wednesday, and take me here and there. So it was very nice of that. This month we have AARP coming in to do one of the discussions. They're actually going to do it over the next few months. Westchester County Health Program starts a 6-week program every Thursday to be coming in to talk to the seniors, and most everybody has signed up for that too. We have named that to bingo, so bingo with a little twist. So you have to hear the tunes, and so we put together a playlist for that. So we have a trip and a lunch to Pleasantville. There's going to be a lunch at one of the local restaurants, and we walk right around the corner to the Jacob Bird Center to see a movie starring Cary Grant. And that whatever it costs for all that, everybody paid for that, the seniors, and which is nice. We went into one restaurant, and then we asked them, well, we're going to come with about 30 or 40 seniors. Well, it's too many. I don't want to have that many. No, we don't want to have 40 people come to lunch. So I mean, the big restaurants, and we walked out and we're right next door, and the guy said, sure, $15, everything off the lunch menu. So yeah, perfect. And then whatever it was, it's $15 to $20 for the movie, and everybody's going to go. And that's almost full too. So they're all excited about going out and doing that. Yeah, so the senior program is taking off. We're doing still not as much as some of the other communities. A lot of communities do something every day. Some do it every hour, every day. But with the limited staff we have right now, we're doing our best, and it's turned into a full-time job. But I can tell you, and everybody else has been here, that they're just having a wonderful time. So I'm glad we decided to do that. So reminder that Memorial Day is Monday, May 29th. Lineup is at 10 o'clock at Legion Park. This year's Grand Marshal is Richard D'Angelo, who served in the United States Marines. So we're proud of Richard that he'll be our Grand Marshal this year. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service has put a public health alert out to contamination of meat soup. So if anybody wants that, the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety Inspection also put one out about fresh salad products. So there's a possible listeria contamination into those. CDC issued a warning about salmonella outbreak linked to flour. So anybody wants to read that, be careful. Every year, Westchester County distributes minnows to place in ponds to help eat the mosquitoes, to help to stop the spread of West Nile virus. That went very well. I actually spoke to the county. We put it up on Facebook and sent it out through email, but anybody had ponds in their backyard, so like that, they picked up a lot of minnows to put in the ponds. Yeah, so it's a good program, so it's funny though. Westchester County just passed a few new environmental laws, lead-free farms, addressing asthma, renewable energy database, and equity environmental legislation act. So those are new laws that the county passed that's going to help the environment. The Westchester County started the cultural heritage celebrations. The first one is Sunday, May 21st at 6 o'clock at the dam is for the Polish heritage. And then Asian American is on June 3rd. Albanian is Sunday, June 4th. African American is Sunday, June 25th. Hispanic is Sunday, June 9th. Irish American is on Sunday, July 16th. Italian is Sunday, July 23rd. Indian is Sunday, August 6th. The Jewish is Sunday, August 20th, and the Muslim heritage is on Sunday, August 27th. If anybody has not been there, I recommend going to them. They're a lot of fun. Just don't have to go to the one that is your heritage, but anyone, and you'll thoroughly enjoy it. I go to a few of them every year. It's a lot of fun. Westchester County is offering an early bird discount for a baseball camp. Anybody wants to go to the camp to play baseball and information. The MetroCard van schedule is out for May. I put that out. If anybody wants to go, which is nice, they send a van around so you can either get one or update your MetroCard or add more money to it. So you don't have to go to the stations to do that. As you know, we buy our water from New York City, and the New York City Water Board is considering raising their water rate on July 1st, 2023. So they'll be having a hearing on that. So just go up with more money again. Con Ed had asked to spread the word about calling 811 before you dig. Their slogan is call 811 and avoid calling 911. It's cute that they put that out, so it's nice to see that. Also from Con Ed, they say the company has in the New York City region surpassed 500 megawatts of solar capacity, helping to lower electric bills and meet the state's climate and energy goals. So that's nice that Con Ed is doing that. They also report by 2030, they will have 70% of renewable power, and in 2040, 100% clean energy. Just a couple of letters and notes that people send about items. A tree fell from the high school property onto in between two properties up on Poplar Street, and broke the fences, hit the garage, other damage in anybody's houses. You okay?
Yes.
So the residents working with the school. So anyway, the homeowners had to submit their insurance. But one resident, and they asked me to get involved to help the process speed along a bit. So I did, and there was one part of the fence that was missing that they didn't replace yet. They were waiting for the fence to come in, and so finally it was in, and I said, let's get the fence back up to the school people so they can get it up. So kids and stuff don't want their properties, and the kids get hurt on the property. So good morning, just want to let you know the fence is beautiful. Thank you for your help. Regards to Sabate. So that was nice that she sent us a note. Teresa Smith called to thank me for cleaning up the dog park issue. You remember when we talked about the dog park, about the dogs from the walkers. So we asked the commissioner to resolve that issue and say 3 dogs. It's already allowed. So she called to say thank you. He's happy again. She go to the dog park without being afraid. So that was nice to hear. Then I got a note from a resident that the water fountain pressure wasn't that good for the dog to drink out of. So I called Joe right away and instantaneously in 5 minutes, like he always does, when they ask him to jump right on it and fix it, and he just had to adjust the pressure on it. So the thank you was, the dogs and I, thank you, Bob. So it's nice, and Joe, thank you for that. It's nice that your Mr. Wisdom was happy to let his dogs in and out of the water ball. Residents down on South Stone Avenue, thank me, Mayor, thanks for promptly having your sign relocated. These couple live on South Stone Avenue and it's right near the speed hump. And where they used to live, they had a municipal sign just outside their driveway and it fell twice and damaged their cars. So he asked me if we could move the sign back a couple feet, so if the sign ever falls, it won't land on his car. So I called Brian, and again, Brian jumped right on that, and 5 minutes later, he moved the sign back 3 feet, so if it ever does come up on their car, so they were happy. So that was nice that we were able to take that. Every year, as you know, we have annual muffins for moms, and there will be donuts for dads at the schools. I always suspend parking regulations around the Dixon School because it draws a lot of people, and all the moms go for muffins for moms. So for an hour, we suspend the parking regulations. We have an officer outside to make sure that if they are blocking drivers and stuff, that you move, because it's just way too many cars to put them anywhere. So we got to thank you kindly, Honorable Mayor Williams. I'm sure the visiting moms appreciate the gesture. That's for the superintendent. It's always a big event, right, Commissioner? A lot of people attend, and we had our SRO up there too. Now we have a good morning, Mayor Williams. I want to let you know that our cleanup was such a success. We had 35 plus volunteers who all had an amazing Earth Day helping the environment. Many of them cannot wait until we host the next river sweep and want to be kept informed. I'd also like to thank you not only for help organize the tents, the shovels, the gloves, etc., but particularly for lunch. Everyone was so happy when they arrived back at the clock tower. They much needed rest and recharge with food and drinks. Everything was perfect. Thank you again. Hope you had a wonderful day of SE Weeks. That's from Megan Rivera. She's our CSE coordinator. And that pertains to the river cleanup, which was nice and went well. Special thanks to Scott and Kyle for helping out with the setup and breakdown and pickup. I wasn't surprised for Tony coming out and helping out as well. Again, thank you again, Mayor Williams, for supporting the cleanup. The launching of parking spaces was helpful. We reserved some parking spaces at Freeland Avenue and on Elm Place to need people coming to clean up and some spaces. It is what makes our cleanup very special. Next year, we'll go to the other side of Main Street. Joel Rodriguez, he's also one of the members who's stormwater manager, right? The coordinator for stormwater. So I issued a few proclamations. First one went to Samantha Mills, the trustees, administrator, and I congratulate you on your graduation from college. We're very proud of you. We wish you much success in the future. As Mayor of the Village of Elmsford, I hereby proclaim that Saturday, May 6, 2023, be Samantha Mills Day in the Village of Elmsford. That's from us. Gianna Pensavinga has joined with family and friends today to congratulate you on your graduation from college. I'm very proud of you. I wish you much success in the future. As Mayor of the Village of Elmsford, I hereby proclaim that Sunday, May 7, 2023, be Gianna Pensavinga Day in the Village of Elmsford. We have Evelyn Forngees. She is related to Evelyn Ward, who used to be the village historian. So, Mayor, trustees, administrator, wish you a very happy 100th birthday, and many more. May your day be filled with joy and happiness. As Mayor of the Village of Elmsford, I hereby proclaim that Friday, May 12th, 2023, be Evelyn Forngees Day in the Village of Elmsford. That was nice that she turned 100, and we have to issue that proclamation. And lastly, I get to be a proud dad for a moment. My daughter will be graduating Sunday from the School of Visual Arts in New York City with a bachelor's degree in fine arts and film with high honors. Over her 4 years of school, she got 4 all A's and just 1 B. She's unhappy about that. And the ceremony is going to be read as a musical. Walk up and say, "We're ready to." So she's going into making documentaries. First 3 years, it was all about filmmaking, and then the last year she had to concentrate on her specific things, so she was doing documentaries. So I get to be a proud dad, and we wish my daughter graduation. Thank you. Administrator.
The right amount of money, although they did a documentary on the first one.
There you go. I'm sure you can pay her finally for that. Thank you. Dad got to get some of the tuition money back. Thank you, sir. Council. Who's I over here? EMS guy. Commissioner. Fire chief.
You can let the seniors know, next week, the Red Cross will be coming out with smoke detectors in the house.
Good.
They're starting.
So thank you, if you don't mind, I expand on that for a second. The chief was so kind to bring the Red Cross and the Red Cross offered to come into your home and put in smoke detectors for your children and install them. So seniors are now going to get the ones over there. They're going to smoke detector. Thank you, chief. Joe?
Can't follow that one.
Yeah. Nothing. Oh, yeah, thank you for that. Sorry. I think for the public. Welcome. Good to see you guys.
My name is Gail Chambers.
Oh, we know you.
I'm 20.
We know that too.
116 in a residential area. It has turned into, I don't know if we're gonna call it a rooming house or a dorm. The apartment building,
Right next to you.
yes.
Because it is.
I called that day.
Yes.
He couldn't give
And
me any information.
I
So,
started looking into it. I drove by, because you had mentioned the attic and the basement. I didn't see any air conditioning, which is usually our indicator if someone's living up there and to get
well,
back
there
there at
wouldn't
night.
be any air conditioners right now because it's not hot enough.
They were in the other window. So
And
that's why.
during the day, you're not gonna be able to see the lights on. But there's 9 boys, 9 men, in, 9 cars. How many parking spaces are there? It's gravel, you name it, it's thin gravel. Now they go up the hill, turn around and come back down. I'm not saying anything about the young men living there. They're very nice. They shoveled for me. I didn't even ask. They introduced me to their parents. I really liked it, but the landlord in the village, I think it's wrong. The landlord was cutting grass at 10 o'clock at night. And this is no lie. He had flashlight on the front of his lawnmower. Him and his wife. Do I, a 94-year-old mother, do I have to ask her, who's sewing? Sewing in the room next door. Her mom, is somebody cutting grass. We need to find out about that apartment building. It was owned, I thought, for 2 families, but 9 men? It's not right. And then you talk about bathrooms in people's house. There's only 2 bathrooms in there. And I mean, they party, but they apologize to me, but they kids, they gotta live. But then they have the girls over, and that's not 9 cars. That's 29 cars, And honest, I have nothing against the boys. It's just, I just think it's illegal. And the landlord knows it, and I think the town should know it and
No, thank you.
fess up to it.
Thank you. The noise ordinance on the grass, Monday to Friday. It started 8 and ended 7, no, it's sunset, right? And during the week, it's Monday to Friday, and it's Saturday, Sunday, and holidays, it's 10, you can start. And I think it's when it's sunset or 7, 8 o'clock, I don't know if there's a time on it or there's a.
7 or 8.
Okay. So yeah, we'll check that, but we'll talk to the landlord, but if you see, you just call headquarters and they'll send a guy to stop it.
Which is what I mentioned. I mean, if you tell me that it happened, I can't go there and say, well, someone
Right,
said.
we have to catch them.
When they're, if he's doing that again with the lawnmower,
Yeah.
that's when you need to call the police department, because they need to verify it, that it happened then and there. So it'll be on the record, and then I can
Right.
verify
And
it.
then the police can stop them from cutting the grass and they can write an issue for a ticket for violating the noise ordinance. So, but then he can follow up on the code violation on cutting the grass, but it has to be done then. We can't go back the next day and say you were cutting grass at 10 o'clock.
But that is a 2-family house. It is rated for that many people because you're allowed to have 2 people per bedroom. The question is how the house is used, and if you have 6 boys using one apartment that all have their names on the lease, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, they're living as a family unit. And then in the other apartment, you have another 6 boys in 3 bedrooms, they're living in a family unit. I'm not sure what I can enforce there. It's just like my daughter, I do pointing out, my daughter in college had a house with 3 or 4 other girls, and they had like 4 bedrooms in the house. All their names were on the lease. They rented a house in a neighborhood.
Right, for us, my house said there's 7 or 9 cars in a yard. And the guy doesn't even maintain the house. He's starting at 10 o'clock at night, but the grass is all,
Well, I'll also ask him to check the size of the bedrooms and stuff, because there is a occupancy, you only allow so many people per square foot in a bedroom. So he's saying that it might fit today, you know, we don't know that, so he'll check the square footage of each bedroom and find out how many people are allowed to be in those bedrooms. And if there is too many, then he can eliminate that, because I'll make it up, if it's 100 square feet, you're allowed one person, 202 people, I'm making that up totally, but, you know, there is law, state law on it. So we can definitely check that too. There might be, if the bedrooms are really small and there's 3 people in it, no, they can't be there.
D'Angelo, that it could be zoned as 2-family, but at the same time, the owner has to live there. Is that over with?
Yeah, that's long enough.
Yeah, it doesn't have, they don't have to be owner occupied. We can definitely check the property maintenance, you know, make sure that it's
Because
kept, and we can definitely check if that driveway is too big and they're parking on the grass. You know, we can't do that. You know, those are all things that,
Because it's gravel up to some point.
those are all things that we
My
can.
concern is if I make them put it down to a 4-car driveway, which is the minimum required, then the other cars are gonna be on the street, and I can't regulate
A
that.
daycare on the street, cars are always on the street.
Right, but you want more cars on the street, or would you rather them be
Well,
bigger driveway?
I just think that the living in that house is illegal. You know, as far as the attic, you know, the light is on at night. I don't know,
I'm,
smoking is legal,
I'm-
but I don't know if they're up there hookahing and, you know, and if it's illegal, if something happens and they go try to get up there again, it's gonna be the same problem as before. That's why nobody's living up there. But they are living up there, whatever, you know?
no, absolutely, if they're up there, we had them, I pulled the plans out after I spoke to you, and that attic was supposed to be restored to storage only.
Yeah,
Supposed to be.
it's supposed to be,
Supposed
but he doesn't live there.
No,
And the door must be open and the kids do what they want to. You know, or he tells them, it's your rec area, you know? I don't know, but to me, it's just not right what's going on.
We'll check. I can't, we can't speak without looking at it, but we definitely, I mean,
That has nothing to do with my.
you know, I mean, the cutting of the grass, the eyesore on the property, all that is easy fixable. You know, what's inside, we don't know yet. I can't speak without looking, you know, at the plans and all that stuff, but definitely just call, you know,
And then I have a problem on Cedar. I don't know the house name. But in, yeah,
line 116.
yeah, behind me. He, the man that, I guess he stores his whole toolbox there. And it's just an eyesore. He's got all kinds of mismatch fencing. They got cars up on the lawn. And you know the round thing that you put sand in to make concrete or whatever? You see those, you see ladders, and it's, you know, just, it's not good for my property when I want to sell. It really isn't, and
Yeah, I mean, he can't run his business out of the house if it's his own personal stuff that he's using, you know, he can keep it there, but it's gotta look nice, you know, it can't be a nice
but I
one.
don't even think they own. I think the house is being rented. But remember they had the, dog kennel there, they had.
Yeah.
Real, so, yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
one that's set way back.
yeah,
Yeah, those one of those new cottages.
yeah, it's right in between 116 and,
I
Mrs. Chambers property.
I don't know if it's 195 or something.
No, it's not that high. No, it's like 80.
It's
85, I think.
the old Ellsworth Cottage. Okay, and then the, sanitation guys, they might be a little more gentle with our garbage cans. Instead of, you know, tossing them off. I love those guys, they are so nice. They're just a little rough with our garbage cans.
Try to get them in the back of my, up on the street.
Oh, that instead of throwing it. But that's it, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for bringing it to our attention, you know that. Well, you know, our statement, we can't fix what we don't know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, well, I may have been screaming, I think some of the gentlemen know me.
I met you once.
And we're neighbors. And just like Gail said, the attic, I noticed it a while ago. I said, something going on upstairs in that attic. Now, previously, I had spoken to the landlord. I introduced myself and he assured me that the upstairs in the attic was storage. I believe in the basement, supposed to be storage.
Yes.
But I see a lot of stuff going on down there in that basement. Like activity and upstairs in that attic. And the girlfriend, because I had to put a little note on one of them car, and it was from the post office. Now, as you know, don't block. I have courtesy when I go into a neighborhood. I don't like to block anybody's walkway. Forget driveway. People do block driveways. I get an attitude. But at the post office, I got stickers and it said, do not, because the mail carriers, he or she does not have to leave your mail. Now, we have Nadine, excellent postal worker. She'll get out the little truck and come and put the mail in the box. Sometimes, instead of me coming down here, I'll put the mail in the box with the flag up, okay? So I put a sticker on that young lady, or she has a new on the road, like that blue purple color. And I know she didn't like it, but tough, you know? So anyhow, then the other thing is, in the neighborhood, it irritates me, why, if you have an old car, not running, it's got 4 flats, so why are you keeping it? And, you know, the expiration is gone, so had a corner from my house, there's a blue house. 2 cars are sitting there, dead sitting there. Yeah, I'm 97 and they're like right here on the opposite side. One is a Range Rover and I think the other one is might be a Ford Explorer. Both of them old. Brookfield Auto should have came and got it long time ago, okay? And it's just an eyesore and it takes away from your property. Even if you're not selling it, it takes away and it's not right. It really isn't right. You know, everybody's struggling. Then the other thing is, you know, Winthrop Avenue is school bus route. People need to get up in the morning, move the car to the other side. 8 o'clock comes, the buses are coming, you got cars parked. A school bus is big and they can't get through that street well. So I have called the cops. And maybe the commissioner can tell me, why is it they have to ask you, well, what is your name? And I tell them, now I know you got caller ID, and you know darn well who's calling. I know you do. Am I right?
We have caller ID, but anybody can call from somebody else.
Yeah, they know this.
It's part of our record keeping.
Huh?
It's part of our record keeping.
Oh,
It's like we know that you called, so if you say you called and you want a copy of it, that you called, we know that you called.
yeah. So I called to tell them, you need to have somebody to go through in the morning. And I spoke to another officer and he said you have I think a half-hour leeway or something.
Yeah.
A grace
Grace
period
period, yeah, in the morning,
Okay.
you get-
for them to move the car in the morning as well as in the evening. Some cars are out there to 6:30, 4 to 7. That same house, 116, there was a car out there. Cars, you know, our side on Winthrop Avenue, very bad. So I called and the officer came and I went outside. You see that car? He did the trace, he said, and I said, I'm gonna tell you, they're over at 116, and I was right. And sure enough, he traced it. The girl was from Up County somewhere. He never even heard of the place. I never heard of it. Some rural area, I guess. And he went there, the young man came, he said, okay, she wasn't even there. He had to call person, and then someone came and moved the car and put it on the right side. But it's aggravating for those cars to be there and these school buses trying to get through.
Somebody even went up on my lawn, I had tire tracks on my
Mhm.
lawn. I mean, I didn't see it, it must have been a truck because I got that high curve. But when that bus stops to pick up children, people are so impatient,
Yeah.
you know?
And
And I had to
the
track.
woman Joyce, who had the nursery, that's a bus stop. Now, when we were growing up, you had to take your behind down. You did.
And they pick them up in the house.
Yeah, you know, they got like, cab size or bus size service. So the little ones are there and they drop them off and they go to the nurse. You know, so forth, which is okay. But when the cars are out there, that's not a good look at all. It really isn't. So my thing is, shouldn't the officer, sort of patrol, especially on Winthrop, to make sure that those cars are out of the way?
Right. We send the parking guys are out there on it.
I know those families. Yeah, he's no joke.
I'll let them know.
Yeah.
Special attention.
Yeah, you feel it,
Yeah, I think they should go to the corner because they
Yeah.
drop off at the same time. because
I mean,
people-
you have people that can, I've seen mothers down at different stops waiting for the kids. But here, it's like away from the corner. And then it backs up traffic. Generally, when you're running late, you get stuck behind that school bus.
They have nerve to grow.
One thing. While we're at it, I feel like Jessica mentioned. Can I speak about something commercial as well as residential?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, Tony knows where I work, right up the street. You know that,
How's the handicap spot working, okay now?
huh?
The handicap spot's okay now?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's wonderful.
Okay, good.
But I don't know who drives this Fiat and it's always out there with a little handicap sticker in there. So when my handicapped customers come, they got to park down here by the school and walk back with their cane. And that car just sits there. I don't know who it belongs to. It just sits there. It's like a Fiat. Small movement. You know our landlord. Now, in the hallway, you do a walkthrough, you can come up 18 steps from Main Street and come out right out to Hartsdale Road. I'm right next door to Apple. The TV repair shop. We have craters, nobody in the hall. So, yeah, when people come in, especially those with a walker, it can get stuck in there. And he or she can have an accident. Yeah, you need to come in there.
Graders.
The
Pivots in the wall.
yeah. The wood is rotted.
Yeah.
And I have, yeah, you need to do a walkthrough. And it's horrible. But would you remember that? It's true. Have you been through there? Have you?
Yeah.
Well, you need to also. All you need to come up 18 steps and go through or come through Parksdale Road. Because you gotta come in the little alley and open up the door and you can feel
There's upstairs.
it. Yeah, it's upstairs. Upstairs, I'm not downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, the downstairs, you just come in and go up the stairs.
Yeah, oh, yeah, but everybody comes in the back.
Yeah, me too. I'm in coming upstairs. I come in the back, I ain't.
Right. And the hallway needs Charles. He's a plum landlord. There's no, you know that, right? That's true. So something needs to be addressed with him. I know he had a lot of fines, so forth. I don't know still, but I think we need to put a little fire to his behind. Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, because I've been in that building over 45 years. And we've been through Larry and the rest. Sean, that's right. You know. You know the younger ones. I don't know if you know. You know Bud. You remember Bud, right? I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah. I think it's there.
Yeah, yeah. So I finished fencing. Oh, one more thing. Then I'm on. The next meeting is when?
Okay.
What time is it for the public side?
when we get to, you know,
Get to it?
it's always at the end, so.
Yeah, so can you give me like a ballpark time?
We don't know what's on the agenda yet. I don't know if it's a long one or short one, or if I'm gonna be well-winded with.
Because this was, felt like I was at one. Okay, so if it starts at 7, we come up maybe about 7:45.
Normally, they're not that long. They're normally not that long.
Oh.
We hadn't had a meeting in a month, so that's why. it's-
Oh, okay, but it will be June the 5th, approximately 7 o'clock.
We start at 6:30 for the work session. There shouldn't be that much on it
All right,
because we
so
had a lot tonight.
7:50. Thank you.
So Tony's gonna check on 116 for you.
Yeah,
Cause that parking is.
Commissioner's gonna check on the alternate side. We'll check the handicap spot on Hartshorn for you. Tony's gonna check on your business. Just today, I had a conversation with our other code enforcement officer, you know, Dennis,
Dennis?
is our code enforcement officer. The other parking enforcement guy,
Oh, yeah.
he also does code enforcement. So I told him now that spring is here, I mean, not that we let it go during the winter, but sometimes it's harder to see, but I instructed him today to go around and pick out the messes. So that would include the unregistered cars, the garbage that got unburied from the snow, which there was none, but, you know, people, so he's starting
Oh.
tomorrow on that, so.
And I see, I'm gonna call him, Ryan. I thought he would be here, cause I'll take care of him tomorrow.
Uh-oh. Should I warn him?
No. And I'm glad you told me that I can get before, we used to get, the schedules. No more schedules?
I'll give you
We'll give
one.
you a go.
Okay, because it has, remember, I'm calling the village hall, but I always end up at home.
Is that the number you
Good,
have?
good. No, just keep pressing that button.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Come down,
Good schedule.
okay. All right, thank
You're
you.
quite welcome. Good to see you again.
Likewise.
Anyone else? Looking to adjourn the meeting? Oh, wait, we have to go to executive session for folks. Real quick. 2 seconds. Thank you, everybody. Good night.